Hi, this is Clayton with Aeromotive Research. Today we're going to be doing a product test and evaluation with the Sage and Braker CLP. This is the new 2018 formulation with the power of the pine. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to quickly go through our AR15 and prepare it for our test and demonstration. Then we're going to come back and we're going to show you the results of that. We'll tear it down in front of you. So what we have in front of me here is our bolt carrier group. All right, here's your carrier, and we're going to quickly go through it, and this is how we prepare it. We like to have a liberal amount of oil on here to make sure that the pin area is clean. We like to take, we'll squirt some in here. And normally I would take this out, but I'm not going to do that at this time. We take our pipe cleaner, which should be straight. And we run it through the firing pin hole. This way we guarantee that the firing pin hole is good. So we've got a liberal amount on here. We've already pre-cleaned the pin, as you can see. It's nice and clean. So we put this just liberal amount. What we sometimes do for the key to make sure that the key is cleaned out, we'll take our pipe cleaner, or for some of you a bong cleaner, put it in, squirt it into the key, and then we'll put this in here. The reason I do this is as follows: is that if you were to use a Q-tip, it would get caught in there. So we know that. See, I even got a little bit out of there. So we get this cleaned out, and then to make sure that it's in the chamber, we go down in here with our Q-tip. Run it around a little bit. See, we pull a little bit out already. So we go through, make sure that's clean over here. You can see I pulled a little bit out already, and this was clean. And then clean on the back side. So then after I make sure that this is prepared, then I'll put the bolt in. Oh yeah, make sure that the rings are clocked 1/3 around so that you'll have good compression. I'll put the bolt in here. We'll come up to what's called 11 o'clock. See that? 11 o'clock. Then we'll put our cam in, squirt a little bit in the cam area. Because if it's opposite, it's not going to work. So we got to turn this a little bit. Come here, make sure it's flat and turned. Take our pin. As we can smell, it has the power of the pine. So we just hold it here, drop it down. Come over here, put our pin in, make sure that it gets lined up in there properly, and then we're good to go. So we just put a little in here, make sure one more time, do a little system check, make sure that works. So that's step one. Then we get into our lower. All right, as you can see, this has got the bump slide on it. So we've already wiped and cleaned and prepared the spring, but we just want to put a little bit on the spring. Here's the buffer, put a little bit on the buffer, put these together, squirt into the buffer tube, come down, have that lock in. Put a little bit into our areas of the hammer and the spring. But one thing here for this here, we have to really, well, we could take our thing here. Have to make sure this is clean and there's no carbon in there. All right, because carbon can get stuck into the ejection pintle and we're screwed. So just put a little bit in there. Here, we're good. I'll just do a little. I know it's unsafe, but it's on fire right now, so I can test it. So we know that's working good. But make sure this is on safe at all times. All right. So we take our brush, which is here. We're going to do a lot of ejections today. So this is like our military brush. So make sure we scrub in here. Get all that cleaned out. Get all this done. Make sure that there's no contamination out here. Take our rag. Wipe it off nice and dry. Notice it's still unsafe. So we'll set this aside. Next, we're going to go into our upper. Now in here, I hope you can see with the light, this is what an upper looks like. You got that? So to properly prepare that, we're going to put a little oil in here. Take our brush, because we want to clean the area where the charging handle goes. Alright, so we get all that cleaned out, all through this area. Then we have inside here, which I hope the light can grab it, we've got the lugs in the fire chamber. So to get that cleaned out, we're going to squirt some Sage and Braker CLP in here. Just for our product, you don't have to get really fancy. You can just use the brush to get in here and clean it out, because you want to get all those lugs cleaned out. So it's good to use this brush here. So just get all this cleaned out. If you want to really get in there, you take your Q-tip, get in there. I might say, Clayton, I thought you have to use your other brush. Well, with this product, it really gets cleaned out, and as you can see, I'm still pulling some stuff out. So we've already ran our brush through here, but to make sure everything works good, we'll do it this way. We're just gonna, I just squirt it liberally in here, so I can let it run down. And I know you could use your Sage and Braker tool on here. We kind of like to use the coin. We've got the bunny foot on the end. Oil that up, and then it's real simple. You just pull one, pull it down, two. Here, I'll do it over here so you can see it better. Three, and that should take care of that. So now the last thing we're going to throw together is we have our charging handle. Run through here with a brush, run through here, that's why you got the notch, with your gun, with your brush there, run through here. See, I'm pulling some out. So if we're going to put this together, I like to see, Clayton, that's a lot of oil, I know, but this Sage Braker CLP is going to do a really good job. I know I'm doing it fast, but so then we're going to take our bolt carrier group, got our pin in there, got all that lubed up, bring it out. We're going to bring it back a little bit, put it in. Then, got our charging handle, everything's done. We're on safety. Oops, these were not. Well, that went in nice now, didn't it? Hey, we were lucky on that. And then we're going to do a, we set it here. As you can see, we're going to go to fire here. Do it one more time. We're going to set it. We know it's good. We get done. Well, it's on fire, but oh yeah, we got to bring it back. So we always like to keep our tools open. If need be, you can put a flag or something in here so that you can know that it's at, but right now we're going to leave it open. Then we just do a final wipe down. And this is prepared with the Sage and Braker CLP. We're going to go out, we're going to shoot about 250 rounds with this with tool ammo, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do it again. Hello, this is Clayton, and today we're going to be talking about the new Sage and Braker CLP, new with the pine scent, and we're going to be using a shot test with the AR15. We're going to be using the tool ammo. As you can see, it's the dirtier type ammo, which is very important because inside the fire chamber right in here is where all the problems happen. So we're going to show how the power of the Sage and Braker CLP is going to overcome that. Okay, Mr. Shooter, are you ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Squib. There you go.
One more. The gold one. The tan one.
Empty.
All right. Well, we're all done, everybody. We see all the magazines that we got down. You see the barrel's been running really cool. So we're going to tear it apart with our Sage and Braker CLP. All right, we'll see ya. Oh, it's rolling away. Bye now. Well, hello everybody. It's Clayton again. Here we are with our Sage and Braker CLP, the new Pine Power. As you can see up here, we've got all the, well, that's a portion of our 250 rounds that we did. And so you can see what's going on. So here's the AR15. Remember the old bump stock here? And we're going to put it together for, well, take it apart and see what happened. So it's on safety. Now, one of the things I want you to notice on this before we get going here, because I'm going to take this apart, I'll take the lower off, is the chamber on this after 250 rounds. If you saw the video, it was just amazing. Okay, and we're gonna do this. Look how good that is. All right. Wow, look how clean and white the gas tube is. That's amazing. That is a clean white burn. All right, so before we do anything, we're going to get into the chamber while we're right here with the chamber. All right. So our big testing that we're going to have is by using Q-tips. Okay. So first, we're going to get around. We're going to get into the chamber group. Now, I'm not going to use any more Sage and Braker in here. We're just going to kind of see how clean the chamber was. Now you got it. This is a tool ammo. This ain't no Winchester, Federal, whatever. This is just junky old tool ammo. All right, so see that came out clean. So let's go through here and go into the chamber. Sorry about that, Mr. Cameraman. We'll do this. And so this is what came out of the chamber. This is where it slid. Oops. Let's see if I can get some of that off. That's burning clean. You know what that actually shows? That shows how clean it was burning. And we're going to show something else, Mr. Cameraman. You just stay right there. On the end, if you can see, I'm not sure, but on the end of the gun, usually you have a lot of carbon around here. Okay? It's clean. That's the end of the gun at the muzzle brake. Look how clean that is. Usually that'd be like a mess, especially with tool. Look, I'm trying. Am I trying hard, Mr. Cameraman?
You're trying.
That's how clean it is. That means barrel burn, barrel bore and burn efficiency. So if we were to, let's say, just for the heck of it, let's just shoot it with some of the Sage and Braker here. We'll just shoot that in there to try to clean it out again. I wish you had more light. Yeah, I'll try to do this so you have more light. See how it just soaks it right up. Before you saw, we got it all out, right? It just soaks that right out, and it just makes it so easy. You know, usually you have to get a big old brush, get that all cleaned out. It's a tremendous mess. See how it just pulls the carbon out? I like that. That's a good deal. And I didn't even put a lot in there, did I, Mr. Cameraman? I didn't do that a lot.
Nope.
So here it is. It's coming out. You know, and it's just coming onto my fingers. So then, if you really want to brush it, wow, this is really hard, ladies and gentlemen. We just take our brush, go into the lug areas, and we're in good shape, you know. 250 with tool ammo, like all that ammo went into here. That's amazing. All right, let's get to the rest of the thing because we got to get home. Here's the charging handle. See, here's the one that we had. Here's the charging handle. Okay, that's honest. See the carbon coming through? We'll do this again. Now that's cleaning on the charging handle. That means all that air was going through there. Now for the sake of it, you see how that went? Okay. Now we'll just hit it with some Sage and Braker if we want to clean it off again, and then also prepare it. Look, the Sage and Braker got more out. The CLP got more of it out. Alright, so we'll leave that alone. But see, once you go through the barrel, it's in good shape, I promise you. But this is the part that's really bad that we have to look at. So here's our other...
Let me see if I can get a camera shot of that barrel. Nah, not really.
You can't get in there?
You can see a hole.
Oh, no,
it's clean.
There's no carbon contaminants in there, I promise you that. So, now the real key here is, here's the other thing that we'll do, is the other part of the chamber that we look at is where the firing mechanism is. In the other area, see, we clean that out. Look how clean that is. Now we're pretty surgical clean on how we do our things here. And also in the release button, get down into there, clean that out. And for sake of argument, here's the buffer tube. Now you can see the oils there. Okay, you see the oils there? Watch this. They just come right off. Why? Because that shows you that the oils that we had here was holding it in suspension and it wasn't baking on there. Isn't that good? And then if we were to take the spring, you know, the cheap way to do it is to do it this way, but we like to run through it, but we're short on time. You know, spring is pretty clean, so we'll set that aside up here. We'll just wipe this off. Okay, and then we'll wipe the outside of the gun. Now this is where all the contamination was coming out. Over here, that's a nice shape. Put the thing back in. Now last but not least, out of everything, is our buffer tube here, and I have to get my screwdriver. Hold on. Sorry about that delay in time. Here is the Sage and Braker CLP. And so we got our screwdriver. Let's see what happened here in the chamber. Drop fire pin, comes out. Close it, turn the cam, nice and easy. Cam comes out. Bolt comes out. Okay. So we're going to do our best to try to get this done. So I'm going to pull some of the cotton out. All right. I had dirty fingers there. Shoot, I'm sorry. Still clean in there. That's amazing. We'll go down into the chamber of the bolt. Not bad. Say, hey, was that dirty before? No, let's use a cleaner one. Look how clean that is through the whole thing. So we will see, you got the old Ares Armor insignia there. Clean it off with a Q-tip. Okay, put that aside. Get another end on that. That's good. Let's clean the here. Clean the. Now this is dry. I'm not even using the Sage and Braker on it yet. But basically, I can take this and wipe it clean, and I'm not even spraying it. You see how I'll do this for you. See that? Look at that. It's like almost like new again. We'll have a final clean when we get done. Last but not least, we've got the cam area. That's very important. That's nice and clean. And we've got the bolt. I say, Clayton, why use a towel? Because the cotton here is for the cleaning tool. See how that is? And then we come through here. Hey, here's something good. Let's see. Here's the face of the bolt. Coming right off nice. Look at that. See that? That carbon just melts right off. Just wipe and clean. Okay? So what we're going to do, and also the face of the bolt and through here. So you say, well, how do we really get it clean, Clayton? Okay, I'll tell you. Now, that was just dry. So here's where the magic's going to come in. Got our Sage and Braker CLP. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll just, you can see how clean this rag is here. Here, I'll do that for you. No, that's not my choice of music in the background, if you hear that. Here's the pin. Here's the cam. And here's the bolt. So let's do the face of the bolt right here. Look at that coming off. Now, as you can see, the rings are coming back in color. See that, Mr. Cameraman? Rings are coming back. See all that carbon coming off?
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the bolt. See, you see the MP now. You see everything. It's all cleaned off. I know I'm spending a little time on it. And it probably could get better, but in general, we just wiped it clean with Q-tips and brushes and everything else. See that? So let's throw it back together. So we just put a little bit of we'll run through here again. See that? It just pulled that carbon out of there. See that? There we go. Alrighty. And so we'll just squirt some in here. Let's put the old girl back together. We got 11 o'clock. See? Throw some in there for the can. So Clayton, you use a lot of oil. Yeah, because it works. Why? Because this holds the oil, and it holds the oil, and it has the ability for it to be it. Just hold here. Put some on your fire pin. People say, Clay, how often should we clean our gun? I said, well, clean it when you get done, and you prep it before you do it. Let's get this in there just right. Fuck. God. I'm spending too much time on this. Alright, we got the pin, and I had a little bit of trouble on that, but everybody has trouble on that. So you can see how clean this is. Alright. So basically, let's show you what we did. With the Sage and Braker product for everything we did, with all those bullets up there, and all those Q-tips here. Got a very good product.